Hello everybody and welcome back. I am starting a new Avorion playthrough. I'm doing it for a few reasons. I'm going to do some new things that I didn't do the last time. Not new things, but certain things I'm going to do differently. One, I'm going to keep collision damage to full. By the end of the last playthrough, I had it up to like 25% or something like that. But this time I'm going to keep it up to full to just make it a little bit more exciting, I guess. I'm going to keep the difficulty to normal. And this time with the playthrough, I'm also going to try to play through the storyline a little bit more, I think, because we really kind of lost out on what was going on in general with the story, so I think it'll make it a little bit more interesting. So anyways, the seed I'm going to use, if you guys want to play along, is going to be 3-1 5-4-5. Yeah, I have it written down here. It's kind of out into the corner, so I can't see it well. But 3-1-5-4-5, and that spells out code, by the way. And I'll let you guys figure out how that spells out code. What are we going to name this galaxy, by the way? I don't know. Let's just say, since we're following the story mode, code story. Sounds good to me. Okay, let's go ahead and start. So in this first episode, we're just going to start off pretty simple. Actually, I need to go ahead and remember, because I haven't played this in months, so I need to kind of refresh myself on like dynamics and stuff like that and whatnot. But we should be able to get going pretty quickly here. And also, like I said, this first episode is just gonna be about starting in the first system, getting some resources, and just exploring what's going on here. Now, what is going on? Why am I? So I'm just a little closer. Anyways, so for anybody that's new to this game, we are starting in our little pod here. Don't know what exactly it's called, but this is the ship that you get if you get destroyed. And it has 2 mining lasers. We can kind of... nope, wrong button. And let's see, firepower. Yeah, so it doesn't really show it here. And I can't go into the build menu just quite yet. So anyways, but it has 2 mining lasers. And to move around, you press W to go forward, as we're doing now. And you can see our speed up on top in that blue line. So I let go of the W, it goes down. I press the W, and it goes up. And it goes down like that because we have directional thrusters too. I don't know if you can kind of see them on the side there. Let's just go into free mode here. So if I hit W, you can see that these little thrusters on the side, they actually stop us. So our main thruster and back is making us go forward. And then once we stop, our directional thrusters on our wings slow us down to a stop. Anyways. And we can also, A and D, we can strafe. A and D. And we can actually go backwards as well. So using our directional thrusters, we can go backwards, and you can kind of see the line up here. If it's yellow, you're going in the opposite direction that you are facing, and if it's blue, you are going in the direction you are facing. So if we turned around like that, we sort it out and go that way. Go the opposite direction. Anyways, okay, so since we have 2 mining lasers, we're going to go mine some resources, and the resources are going to be coming from these asteroids, but not just any of these asteroids. The asteroids that have, and I just saw one, here it is. So these asteroids here, by the way, pressing the spacebar while you're pressing W gets you like a turbo boost, so it gets you places a little bit quicker. So the asteroids with these orange specks on them, this is really the the things that we can. Well, it's orange because it's iron in the asteroid. There's different colors for different resources. Like white is titanium. But if we get close to this asteroid, we just kind of point to it and click our fire button, which is the left mouse key. Or I have it set up to the left mouse key. I think you can bind it to other things, or if you're using a controller, you can use the controller. But right now, I'm using the default key layout, so it's the left mouse button, and you just mine the asteroid just like that. So I want to, and you can see on the right hand side here, the number here is going up. So that's how much we have so far. Let's get a little closer to this guy. There we go. And what I want to do, I want quite a bit of resources. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to skip ahead and just kind of do this, because this kind of gets boring. You guys don't want to see this, right? But this is how we do it, and this is what I'm going to be doing. In the starting system, you're going to have iron and a ton of iron and just a bit of titanium if you're lucky. So if we're lucky, we can find some titanium. And yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to mine some resources, and I'll be right back. Okay, so this is a nice looking rock. So we're going to mine this one, the last one here. So we should have enough resources there. We have like almost 9,000 now. By the end of this, we should have well over that. And actually, we got really super lucky, and I'll show you why in just a second. Actually, I'll show you why right now. When I was flying around, I found a secret stash. If I can select it there. There it is. So we're going to go and pop that open after we mine this rock. But that should give us some like really cool items, and also some money to start off with, which is great because we need money to make our first ship. We already have like, I think 10,000 credits or something. We start off with that. But I want to make, so I do a certain thing. So I go ahead and I go to the shipyard and build a ship instead of founding a ship. So that's one of the two ways that you can actually build a new ship. And we'll do both. We're going to go to the shipyard and build one, because when you go to the shipyard and build one, you can actually hire a captain. And when you hire a captain, when you build a ship, that means you can actually leave that ship and then give that ship orders to do certain things, like mine or guard or follow, or such things like that. But yeah, so this is almost done here. And by the way, when you're mining, the resources just kind of come to you if you're close enough. So you can kind of see them flying off there and then going towards your ship. So it's pretty easy that way. Okay, so did we get everything? Yeah. Okay, so now let's go and see what's in the secret stash. So I have never seen a secret stash in a starting sector. So this is kind of new. Maybe they do that now. I don't know. But either we got really lucky, or it's just something they do now. Okay, so to interact with it, you get like really close, and then you see this little it says F to interact here, and then you can go ahead and just press F to interact, and it gives you this menu of things you can do with that object. And we're going to open it, and we got bolter turret, radar upgrade, and like I said, a bunch of credits. So neat. All right, we're going to go and find the shipyard and start building our ship. Shipyard is around here somewhere. I see it down there. Okay, so now to give things orders. So if we selected the shipyard here, we can do certain things when we're not close to it. So we can, if we hit F to interact, as it says, we can actually interact with it, and we can get stuff from the bulletin board. We can read the bulletin board. There's nothing available right now. And we can also build a ship. Things we cannot do, we can't use the repair dock, I don't think. So we have to be really close to it to do that, and we cannot trade goods. So we have to be close to it to do that. I think there is a transporter upgrade that we can get later on that can transport goods, but it's just one of those things I never did, and never saw really the use for it. Anyways, so we are going to build a ship, and we're just going to build a single block, and that'll be our ship. That'll be our starting ship. Nice, right? But we'll obviously build a little bit more on it. We're going to not do a station founder. We don't want to do that. We do want to add crew, though. So we want to do a crew and captain. So this will give us a captain. And this costs a bit. This costs more than the starting capital. So that's kind of why I wanted to get a lot of resources. If we didn't find that secret stash, what I could have done is just gathered a bunch of resources and then sold them at the resource depot. So we lucked out. Anyways, so the founding cost is 500. 505. So ship costs 505. So iron and whatever. So as you can see, the crew costs 22,500 or 22,000. Style's not really going to matter because we got a brick, right? Seed, again, is not going to matter. We're making it out of iron, and we have to give it a name. So this is going to be, we're going to have our miner ship. So what we're going to do is we're going to build this, and we're going to give it a few things like mining lasers, and then we're going to set it loose in this sector to mine the resources, and then we'll go off and do whatever else we need to do. Anyway, so with that in mind, we'll give it, I don't know, what we're going to code miner 00, no, not 007, 001. It's a little too on the nose. And we can show the stats as well. I mean, we don't have any thrust, we don't have any brake thrust, and but we'll put stuff on there like that. So that's it. So that's we got our little ship. We have a crew, and we named it. So we're gonna go ahead and build. Now, if you look at if you have it selected and you're looking at we have to be a little bit closer, I think, actually. But you can see on the bottom of the shipyard here, this little blue dot. So that's a line that's going to fill out, and that's the production queue. So once that ends, you can see it growing there a little bit. That means our ship is done. In the meantime, I'll explain a few other things of the game. So one thing is the overall arc of the game. So the overall storyline of the game, for anybody that's new to the game. We start on the outside of the galaxy here. And our mission is to basically go further towards the center. And now in the center, the storyline is that there's a race of some alien race that lives in the center, and they're wreaking havoc, and we have to go figure out what's going on, and they're basically the enemy, I guess. I don't know if we can friend them, but basically they're wreaking havoc, and they actually we actually got to go figure out why. So, and let's see here. So if we zoom in, we can see all the way zoomed in, we have sectors, and we have these, I don't know, these are just a block of sectors, and this is where we are. And this blue line here is our jump, that's how far we can jump at the moment. We are in our still starting ship here, our starting pod, so we can't jump very far. So that's it. Okay, so I don't know if I explained that well. We got to make our way to the middle of the galaxy and figure out what's going on. And on the way, we get better resources, we get stronger ships, and in the meantime, we get stronger enemies and such. So, and that's the basic storyline of the game. Now, we have these little exclamation points, and these are points of interest. We have gotten a distress call here. So if we jumped here, we can figure out what's going on with the distress call. But from my experience, most of the distress calls are pirates. So they'll send out a distress call and they'll lure you in, and there's a ton of them, and then they try to kill you, basically. So I don't like going to distress calls unless I have a pretty powerful ship for the sector. If you have a pretty powerful ship for the sector, you can go find them and then destroy all the pirates and get some good loot, basically. And we have these green dots that are blinking in and out. These are points of interest as well. These are usually places where there's a lot of ships or a lot of asteroids. Now, you also see we're at a green dot, and we have this blue line going out. The blue line is a jump gate, basically. So let's find that. And by the way, you can hit F9 and you get this kind of RTS view. And you can look around the galaxy. Good way to find things, by the way. But the gates are going to be this square icon, and that'll be the gate. So this is the northeast gate. So if we went through this gate, we would go to wherever this line is going to, and it's probably going to here. Because we can't see that green dot kind of blinking in and out. Okay, so let's see what our ship is doing here. If our ship is made from the shipyard, I know it's going to take a little while. Again, easy to see things in the F9 kind of view here, in the RTS view. So we can just kind of go in here and see if we select it. Yeah, our ship is almost done. So we're going to start making our way over there. And I'm not going to bore you by having you along for the ride. So we're just going to cut jump here. Okay, and as you can see that little, this one here, that is our ship. And let's just get close to it and kind of inspect it. But that's a ship that does absolutely nothing. It's just a block with a captain. And there it is in all its glory. So what we're going to do is, now that we have it selected, we can do T to enter it. And now we are that block. So basically our little ship is kind of in there somewhere. I don't know. Not really sure where. But now you can see that we have all these warnings all over the gaff here, all over the screen. And so it's just telling us that we don't have thrusters, we don't have acceleration, brake thrust, and our ship is very weak compared to other ships in the region. Which that last one is kind of fine because it's going to be a mining ship, but the other ones we have to do something about. Build more engines, yeah, okay. Let's not show that again. Okay, so now we have this block, and we're going to build. To go into the build menu, it's B, and there we are. So awfully bright. You'll see these arrows of direction of flight. That's direction of flight. So this is the back. So we'll put the thrusters on there, and that is the front. So we'll put the mining lasers or whatever on there. This is going to be a very fast, quick, and easy kind of thing to build here. I'm not going to make it pretty. I'm just going to make it functional. So we need a thruster, and we're going to put, like I said, our thruster on back. And to change the size of these, it's basically WASD to change the size. So if A is to change the size this way, and S is to change the size up and down, and D is to change the size in this direction here and make it really long. And W will change the size on all of them, all the directions there, and that's what we want right there. We want this big old thruster, right? Looking great so far. It's all right. With that, we just want some directional thrusters now too. So what we're going to do is just put some directional thrusters on here, like so. We'll kind of make them like wings, I guess. There we go. Now, directional thrusters, even though the thruster is blocked by another block, like the inside, of these here, like the ones that are on the inside that are facing towards our original block, they will affect the directional thrust as well. So, all right, so to put on the lasers, what we're going to do is we have a couple iron mining turrets. We have a couple chain gun turrets. We're not going to use those yet. We'll use those on the ship that we'll build for ourselves, like our command ship. And we have the bolter turret that we got from the stash, the secret stash. But we're just going to put these 2 miner turrets on, and we're just going to put them right up front here. And there we go. Now, mining turrets, any turrets basically, are going to require crew. So I think if we look at these, each require, how many crew here? 2 miners, so it requires 2 crew. So we'll need 4 miner crew. And you can see it over here as well. 0 out of 4 crew. So that means we have room for 8 right now. 1 is our captain. But let's go ahead and put on some crew quarters as well. We'll just put a little small one up here. We'll just kind of make it like that. little command crew quarters. They don't have any windows. I don't know what that's all about. Anyways, that's the crew quarters. So now we have room for 9. So that just put on 1 more, whatever. So that'll be the captain's crew quarters, and everybody else will stay in the normal ones, I guess, in the default ones. And that is our ship. Do we want to make it any prettier than that? I don't think so. It's just a mining ship. So, yeah. So that's it. That's all we need. If your ship, if it's in a safe sector, that's fine. We just give it some thrusters, some directional thrust, and whatever it needs, like mining lasers, and make it go off into do its own thing. All right. So, and here it is. Here's our ship. Pretty hot, right? We do need crew. So to buy crew, we need to just go to. We can buy crew at basically any station. Different stations have different types of crews, but every station has like a general crew that you can kind of use for multi-purposes. So any like a general crew will, like if we bought general crew and we needed crew for for our mining lasers, they will turn into miners. Not efficient miners, but they will turn into miners. Now, each station has a docking point, and you can see those. So it just says dock and the distance from it. To dock, you have to be under 0 kilometers or something like that. So once we can do F to dock. Now, as I said, you can do things from a distance for like the shipyard, but to buy crew, you need to be docked. Okay, so do we have any miners here? We have 10 miners. So we're going to buy 10 miners, and they'll be more efficient, if I'm not mistaken, than buying regular vanilla crew and turning them into miners. If you buy miners, they will be more efficient. So we're going to buy, how many do we need? We need 4 miners. Should we buy 1 more? Just in case one dies? Sure, why not? No, let's just... How much do we have? So this is 101 credits. No, so that's fine. We'll just do that. There we go. All right, so we gained 4 miners, and we should have... we still have that warning up here. But as I said, it's a miner, so I'm not going to really worry about that. And there we go. So now... Let's go find some place where there is where there's mineable stuff. And that's our mining lasers, by the way. You can change your view, by the way, if you don't have like your default view. If it's not correct, like we can change it down to there, or we can change it down to there and be like that. But I'm doing that with the Alt key. and then just moving the mouse. We can like change it off to the side here, and I think if you press Alt and keep it down, it'll go to the default. So if you make a mistake, you can always go to the default view. I like mine a little down a little bit more. So I'm going to look for, you know what, I'm going to use the F9 menu to look for something to mine here. Let's see what we have in this field here. Yeah, ooh, that's nice. We have titanium. That's great. Titanium is awesome to find, especially in the first sector. Okay, so we selected that. Get out of the RTS menu or RTS view, and as you can see, once you select something, you have this little arrow reticle, and that will point you to the direction of whatever you have selected. It'll be different colors for different things, but yeah. So let's go and make our way to this asteroid. Do a little jump cut here. Okay, so what I'm going to do, as you can see, we can do it manually, right? So we can mine anything, but I want this ship to do it automatically. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to exit the ship by hitting T. So now we're back into our little pod, and as you can see how big the other ship is compared to ours at the moment. And then once we have this selected, we can then F to interact, and we can do orders. So we have this, we can keep it idle, we can passive, so it won't go and, I guess, attack anything. Guard this position, patrol sector, escort me, attack enemies, mine, salvage, and refine ores. So what we want it to do is we want it to mine, and I have a feeling it's going to go to either one of these two, and we will just kind of watch and see what it does. And there it goes. And there it's mining that rock. And we can actually just leave it to its own, leave it on its own, and it will happily just mine everything in the sector. It'll strip mine everything in the sector. So that's that. All right, so I'm going to leave it there, guys. And in the next episode, what we're going to do is we're going to build our command ship, and we'll make it a little bit more prettier than this guy. I swear, I promise. And then we will look for storyline and see where we go from there. So yeah, awesome. So we got our little miner. We may even make another miner and put it in a different sector. But we'll leave it there for now, guys, and I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and a like, and go ahead and subscribe if you want to be notified when there's more of these, because I will be making a bunch of them. And yeah, thanks for coming along for the ride, guys. I appreciate you, and bye for now.